Hello, my name is Norm Alberigo, and I'm a PGA golf professional. And I'm also the designer of the P2G2 putter. And I want to thank you for purchasing your P2G2 putter. I believe 2012 is the year of the putter. Putter design and putting techniques will be changing forever. Even the top players in the world are starting to question conventional wisdom in putting. So I believe that this is an opportunity for you to take in all that's changing and become a better putter. Recent decades have seen dramatic improvements in club design and the materials used to make them. Yet, the 14th and most important club in your bag is in dire need of a 21st century overhaul. We basically have thrown out everything that's been existing in putter design and started from scratch. We started with flipping the club over and putting the weight up where it belongs. And in the process of that, it was very important to us to start to introduce new materials that would allow us to keep that center of gravity exactly where you need it in your new P2G2 putter. These improvements, as you'll see in our New Hampshire manufacturing facility where we make these great putters, have led us to extraordinary new performance on the greens for you at home. What I'd really love to do right now is take you a little bit behind the scenes and tell you about this P2G2 putter and what makes it so great. And the reality is 3 decades on the greens, on the range with you folks, I've learned one obvious thing. Club design, we're really working to get the ball in the air with most of these clubs, or all the clubs we carry, we're looking to hit it far, but why are the putters designed the same way? I mean, I really look at a putter and I see too much loft, I see too much weight low. The perimeter weighting, folks, I think helps, but it was time for a change, and that's really what this P2G2 putter is about. We really needed to get the ball rolling better off of your putters, and the way we did it was by literally turning the putter upside down, and that's what we're hoping to do with the putting world here. And the reasoning is very simply, your putter is designed, most of you right now, just like the rest of your clubs, and the ball wants to go in the air too much. So by repositioning or flipping the club over, inverting the putter, turning it upside down, we've actually given the sweet spot of the putter a much higher position to the golf ball. So as we assemble into your putter and we finish for your desired look, we maintain that 75% ratio of weight up behind the contact point at the equator of the golf ball, so you get consistency shot to shot, whatever club you choose in our line. We've talked about the critical weighting and the importance of having the weight in the right place, but let me show you what that really means in reality. So when you look at the face of our putter, I've demonstrated here, this is exactly where our sweet spot is in this putter, and that at 0.84 inches. And the important point of that is, in traditional designs where the weight is lower, if you looked at that point on the face, it's a very low point or balance point of the putter, and it's much lower than where you're going to contact the golf ball. So that in essence was the problem, and that in essence was what this whole turning the putter upside down, or what we call top strike technology, getting the energy and the weight of the putter up at the collision for stability and smooth transfer into roll, and that's what you're seeing here. So the golf ball, folks, you can't help it, you're going to hit that point on the golf ball, that 0.84 point, the side, and when you have weight in that place, you're going to sense something you've never sensed before, which is stability, smooth transition into roll, and the ball's going to end up where you feel like you hit it to, and that's kind of a fun thing. We're excited about that, and we're excited about top strike technology and what it's going to do to the industry.
Hi, my name is Glenn Welch, and I own a manufacturing company here in Laconia, New Hampshire. We have recently joined forces with a company down in Rhode Island, P2G2, to help them manufacture their product line, the P2G2 Top Strike putter, which is revolutionizing putting by turning putting upside down. I want to show you a few of the components that we're making and how they are manufactured. Our chassis here, it's made out of a high-grade 303 stainless steel. Basically what we do is we start with a block of stainless steel and end up machining this part from that block. Also, the fin, same type of a scenario. We've got a square piece of aluminum. That square piece of aluminum, once it goes through our CNC equipment, comes out to a fin which looks like that. The hosel, which connects the shaft to the putter body, is made out of an aircraft grade titanium. We take that titanium, we machine it, and then we have also developed fixtures that allow us to bend that titanium into the configuration required by the customer. Additional items such as our mallet body, which has this curved piece in the back, is simply machined out of aluminum tubing. We take the aluminum tubing, we turn the product into a part that looks like that with a flat bottom. We then take it, put it in a second operation, we route out the inside, cut it in half, put our drilled and tapped holes in it, and it's ready for assembly onto this plate here. It's a privilege for us to work with companies like P2G2 to be able to manufacture some of the finest components in America and in American factories with great American employees.
Now that you own a P2G2 belly putter, let me share with you some of my secrets that will help make you a great belly putter. As you're getting ready to take your stance with your new belly putter, let me suggest that you widen your stance, place the club into the middle of your body, and then allow your body to fall into its most stable and natural stance. And when you do that, you'll find that your arms extend and you're going to feel very stable and very low to the ground and very solid to make a good stroke. As you can see with the belly putter and its consistent length, it's going to allow you a guide to be in your most consistent stance, unlike your conventional putter where you have to search every time for that right position. As I spent the last 2.5 decades on the greens with folks like you, trying to help them improve their putting, it's been obvious to me some of the fundamentals, like having your eyes over the ball or the putting line, maybe aren't necessarily directly related to great putting. And that's especially true recently, as I've noticed a lot of tour professionals putting well inside of the eye line. And let me show you what that means, because what I love about belly putting is the fact that you pretty much are inside the eye line or the putting line with your eyes every time. And I think it puts you in that stable setup and is a natural byproduct of a belly putter, which is going to help you putt better. So let me show you how that fundamental looks. You know, I've grown up as a golf pro with people telling me you had to have your eyes over the putting line or the ball, and with the belly putter, it's just a natural thing for you to locate the belly putter, get stable, and find that your eyes are inside the putting line and in the same position that I'm finding some of the top professionals successfully putting on tour with right now. So folks, I strongly recommend you let the belly putter put you there. It'll give you the stability and the chance to take the club back naturally. Just like that. That's why, folks, as we go into the 21st century, things like keeping your eyes over the putting line and some of these other fundamentals that you and I have both grown up with need to be let go, and we need to look at putting in the future and be open-minded to clubs like a belly putter and your eyes inside the putting line to truly evaluate and figure out if we can be a better golfer and a better putter. Another great feature and benefit of the belly putter and the belly putting technique is the fact that as you set up, you're going to find with the belly putter centered to your body, you're going to be able to return the club to a consistent impact position and the shaft angle every time. With that, you're going to make contact on the sweet spot of the putter every time, and you're not going to have mishits like you would have with the conventional putter. The reason is, as you're putting with a conventional putter, it's more difficult to replicate or repeat that same shaft angle at impact, so you're at that bottom of the pendulum. You're more likely sometimes to carry your hands ahead if you're trying to hit a putt too hard, or you may even, on a short putt, let your hands stop and then the shaft angle reverses. So with belly putting, all of you out there, and this includes the tour professionals, the huge benefit of the natural and a natural byproduct of it is the fact that you're always going to get back into that same consistent or impact position. You'll hit through it, the ball will hit the same place on the putter face, and the ball will actually go where it feels like it should go. Let me share with you something interesting that I came across this fall. As I was at the Deutsche Bank watching this belly putter craze start to take hold on tour, I came back and really started to go through some of the putting research and the video I have. And I've got some great video of Crenshaw and Faxon and some of the great putters of all time. And I noticed something very interesting when I was watching Ben Crenshaw. I had some tape I had taken from the Masters a few years back, and I noticed that Ben Crenshaw releases his traditional length putter, and when he does, he releases it along the same arc in the same position that he would as if it were anchored to his body like a belly. So I went back and I really studied this, and I noticed the fact that the belly putter stroke is so much like the strokes of the great players and how they release the putter with the top of the putter staying centrally located to their body. So folks, the belly putter is going to help you do this, a natural byproduct, and I'm loving for you to try it. I think you're going to find that you're going to become a putter just like Ben Crenshaw. As you can see, the belly putter stroke is going to allow you to take the club back and release it through, just like the great putters like Ben Crenshaw. As the trend to belly putters and the belly putting technique continues to grow on tour, you'll see players modify the traditional belly putter placement by locating the top of the club forward or in some other location other than center. Let me strongly caution you against this, as they have the time and for their living, that's what they do for a job, to practice with experimental techniques. The true essence of belly putting is best achieved when you locate the putter on center and you allow it to swing naturally in its natural pendulum arc, returning the club to a consistent impact position. So as you're keeping the center location of the belly putter, avoiding the forward position or any other location, too high or too low, you'll be allowing yourself to be consistent back and through over a larger block of putts, and therefore you're going to have more feel and more continued success on the greens. I'd like to share with you right now a little bit of my experience with the fulcrum of putting, or what I like to call the control of the stroke. And with conventional putting, as you let your arms extend and you hold the club and you set up, you're going to feel that the top of your putting stroke is up in your shoulders or in your chest area, where you're going to start and control the motion from. Long putting isn't really much different, because you're going to grasp the club up top towards your chest and rotate your shoulders, and you're going to feel the center, or the top of your stroke, excuse me, pretty far from where the golf ball is located. The funny thing about belly putting is that all changes. So with a belly putter, what you're going to notice is the club is now anchored lower to your body, but that becomes the top of the stroke. And with the top of the stroke being much closer to the ball, I know that you're going to be more consistent. You're going to be more able to return the club to that same impact position, through that impact position for great roll. Belly putting is bringing so many great advantages to you, with the greater stability in the head, the greater weight, the consistency of having the club anchored in a place closer to the golf ball. All of this is going to allow you to be so much better on the greens. But there's something that I realized, and didn't just realize, I knew this because it's part of my natural coaching in the full swing, is that you have to learn to separate the control of the club face with the control of the shaft. The belly putter will have a tendency to move in, back to square, and back to inside, simply as a natural byproduct of its length and lie angle. And here's the real big key, folks. That's a great thing, you're going to be consistent, but you must learn, as I know, to separate the club face from the way that shaft moves. And what that means is this: as this shaft moves naturally back and through in your stroke, on and off the target line, don't allow the club face to follow that same pattern. Separate the club face action so that as this club comes back and through, the face stays focused on your target. If you're having a straight putt, that target's going to be the hole. If you do that, folks, this is the true ultimate key to belly putting and being a great belly putter, to take all the great advantages that are built into the club, but learn to utilize them specifically on how a belly putter works. In a second, I'm going to demonstrate just what I mean, but let me stress to you folks, the top players in the world all use their putter face like this, especially the guy. As he made all those putts over this last decade and a half, he always executed this fundamental in his traditional or conventional putting style. Folks, we have to adopt and adapt this into our belly putter, and let me show you just what that means. Stability in the solid setup of your belly putter, now tied to a stroke and a club face that stays with its target. So folks, let me stress again, separating the way the club face swings in relation to the way the shaft is working is imperative in putting, especially if you're going to get the most out of your new belly putter. Now that you know how to use and take advantage of all these great features in your P2G2 custom putter, I really want to share with you the fact that this is a modular system, and we did it specifically so that you could take advantage of all of these great properties in our belly putter and utilize them in a conventional length. So as you're evolving and learning how to use your belly putter, we are here for you, help you to understand how to do that, but more importantly, to help you realize that this putter can be converted and transformed very quickly back to a conventional length putter for you to take advantage and just practice with and experiment with some of the best properties in the belly putter with the P2G2 weight in the right place, the centric collision, the top strike technology, all of these things that are built in that make the putter work, whether it's a belly or a conventional length. I know when you put these fundamentals to work, your P2G2 putter is going to make you the best putter you've ever been. If you have any questions, feel free. Email me at my website, norm@p2g2.com. Your feedback, your input is all part of this process. It's 25 years as a PGA Club professional. My dedication to the game is to help you, and I want you to feel free to be part of that process.